Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Gozi and this is Chat with Gozi. Please, if you're here to subscribe, kindly click on the subscription button and click on the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post any new video. So on this video, we'll be talking about the Real Housewives of Lagos season 2 episode 5, which was titled Peace in Epe. So the episode started off with Miriam. Yes, as you can see on the screen, she was calling her sister and basically just venting to her sister about the fight and telling her sister that she needs to get out all that negative energy and she needs to get out all that toxicity because she doesn't want to fight anymore, and she's kind of sad that she had to fight in Iyabo's event. We also saw Faith calling her brother and basically telling him everything also, and how it was wrong for her herself to engage in the whole thing with Miriam because bringing herself low to engage with the raccoon. She was not seeing that coming. Well, their relatives gave them the peace of mind that they wanted at that point in time, and then we saw the next episode, which was Dr. Rumor's arrival. So Iyabo Ojo went to welcome Dr. Rumor and she gave him the gist of what was happening. Like, as Dr. Rumor was coming, Iyabo was telling him about Faith and all the fight and all that. And in Dr. Rumor's confessional, he was talking about how she did not even give him space to catch her breath, that Iyabo and Amebo are 5 and 6, and I totally agree. And you know, in a story, there are 3 sides to the story. Yes, there are 3 sides: your side, my side, and the truth. So Iyabo Ojo, as far as I'm concerned, was saying her own side of what happened, and now she showed him his room and she begins to tell him everything, like details and all that for her, she does not want to be cool with Faith anymore. And then Dr. Rumor, who is supposed to be Faith's friend, without hearing from Faith, started talking bad about her also, saying that she does not know how to say sorry, that because Iyabo told her that Miriam apologized, Faith did not apologize, and Dr. Rumor was like, yes, that she does not know how to say sorry, that that's her character, that he needs to talk to her about that 2 of them started talking about how they perceive that she wants to take the crown and all that. And in Dr. Rumor's confessional, he was like, imagine Iyabo being threatened by Faith, saying she wants to take the crown, as if she already owns the crown and all that. Then we saw Laura on her way to Ekpe. She calls Faith to tell her. Laura was talking about how she wouldn't have been able to come the previous night because, man, she had so much fun with her husband and all that. And then she arrives. Faith goes to welcome her, not Iyabo. Faith goes to welcome her. Faith tells her about the fight. Laura told her that she should not stoop down to their level and that she should just like have fun. And Faith was like that she would treat was raccoon, that's that's Mariam, like, no, she's a fly. Yes, and she does not exist. And Laura in her confessionals was talking about how she does not understand the fight, that why is Miriam fighting for her, because Miriam does not like her, so she does not understand the essence of the fight. And me, I'm actually wondering, if you don't like this person, then why are you supposedly fighting for the person? Abi, are you threatened? Because this whole thing, it's not just giving at all. Well, Iyabo, Toyin, and Dr. Rumor go to build poetry. They go to make poetry and all that. And while they were there doing the whole thing, Dr. Rumor had a lot to say about Faith and how Faith is this, how Faith is that. And I'm like, nah, this is not a quality of a good friend. At all. Unprovoked, without even, you just start going on and on about Faith and all. And this is the same you that feel like Faith is your friend. You've not had a conversation with Faith. Okay, if you feel like the events did not go on well and there were some things, why not reach out to Faith? Why carry her matter, knowing fully well that she had issues with the ladies? You are now on their side, the campaigning her. For me, it did not make much sense. Well, we also saw Faith with Chioma, and they were just talking. basically, it looked like they went to play badminton, and Faith was trying to explain her own side of the story, and Chioma was basically defending her people. If you ask me, she was defending Iyabo, saying that Iyabo loves to be respected because she's older than all of them, that Faith should have responded to Iyabo, and all this wouldn't have happened. That basically, from Chioma's point of view, Iyabo did not have any fault in anything that happened. And for me, that her point of view not to make sense. Yes. Well, Faith spoke about how she was going to apologize for the whole thing with Iyabo because she was not even meant to be doing all that at Iyabo's event. So she's going to apologize for that. Yes. In Faith's confessional, she has spoken about how she does not care if Chioma understands her own side of the story or not, and that Chioma will be stupid if she doesn't stand by her friend. However, it will also be stupid if Chioma is not able to tell her friend when the friend is wrong or when the friend is right. Yes. And for her, she was like, Chioma is trying to be biased and she does not really care about all these things. She's going to stand up for herself. She's going to speak up for herself regardless of whatever. And Chioma was just basically going on and on about the whole thing, and Faith was like, this thing, we are dragging it more than how it's meant to be. I will apologize to her. Let's end the matter. And that was how they ended the matter. And I'm like, this thing now is making me laugh. It's more or less like these ladies are conspiring. These people are conspiring against Faith. And for me, it does not make much sense. And if you look at it, Faith has not done anything. And Faith, without even struggling or anything like that, has been giving them back to back. They are the ones being threatened. Why she's not even doing anything? So I'm wondering why they are being threatened. Well, Iyabo's event, it had an African feel. Everywhere was decorated with the whole African vibe and all that. The ladies were dressed in their adire and their beads and all that. The first things first, we saw Iyabo arrive, then Faith, then Miriam arrives and all that. They hug and it was all love. Then when Faith arrived, there was an awkward silence. Well, Faith went to Iyabo and apologized. Yes, Faith apologized. Iyabo was carrying face and doing somehow. Faith, irrespective of anything, apologized. And for me, it just shows that Faith is the bigger person, because I don't understand why Iyabo was carrying face like that and doing like that in her confessionals, giving face and all. It did not make sense. So, and you are meant to be the mature one in the group. Well, moving from that, Jare, Tanya arrived, Toyin arrived, then we saw Chioma arrive. And as Chioma arrived, Toyin was talking about how the mirrors on the table were specifically for Chioma. And Chioma was like, what are you saying? Toyin repeated what she said, and Chioma started laughing that yes, that everybody knows how she loves to look at herself. So yes, the mirror is for her. And the ladies were just there having fun and all that. And then this girl, Laura, arrives. And Iyabo was shocked that Laura was actually present and all that. So it just showed that Iyabo did not even know that Laura was around. And basically, it was Laura that paid for her room. Because if you are a host, you don't know that someone you invited had come. Meaning the 6 rooms you paid for, Dr. Rommel was your 6th slot. Well, let's move from that though. Let's not even go into that one. Well, Laura came with the vibes and all that. She was so excited and all. And then Dr. Rommel arrives and all. And in his confessionals, he has stated how he was going to say hi to everybody except Faith. And he's going to do this because he's not feeling her at the moment. And his hello to her will come at the end as a goodbye. And I'm like, this is meant to be your friend. This is the person that brought you into the group. Why the sudden switch up over what you heard? They just told you that so you heard so and so. And then you carried it on your head like Malam Cap. I really don't get it. I really don't understand it. But if you do, I beg, let me know in the comment section below. Well, He came, he greeted everyone except Faith. And Faith did not also greet him. In her confessional, she has stated that she wasn't expecting a guy there because it was a ladies' trip. Now, the ladies were confused with the whole Dr. Rommel and Faith thing, like with them not greeting or anything like that. And Iyabo was so excited. She was laughing, she was jumping, she was so excited in her confessionals, talking about how she's no longer fighting with Faith because she wants to get a good seat. She wants to see how that whole thing will play out between Faith and Dr. Rommel. Yes, she was so excited. And then they showed them back. Iyabo was talking about her humble beginnings. Was talking about how she started with stage performance, and then she introduced Lassen Ray, who is her mentor. And then that one came and praised her, and he came with a dance troupe and all that to entertain the ladies. The ladies had so much fun with the whole fire thing that they were doing and the whole dance. They had fun, and it was clear that they were a bit frightened, but that did not stop the fun. Yes, they were having so much fun. Well, moving from that, they were to play a game. Now, the game was basically each of them had papers, and they were to read out what the paper said and then interpret it in their dialect. Yes, and they went on and on doing it. And when Laura did her own, Chioma in her confessionals has stated how Laura is pretty good with English, that with Igbo, that Laura is really good. Whereas Dr. Rommel was saying that he would give Laura a 3/10, that she could not speak Igbo and all that he can bet that he speaks better Igbo than she does. And then when it was Faith's turn, Faith told them how she does not know how to speak her dialect. And this was another cause of discussion. Yes, Miriam, Iyabo, Tanya, Dr. Rommel, during their confessionals, they had a lot to say about how fake Miriam was, how fake Faith was, and how it was Faith was pretending, how she can. For Dr. Rommel, he said he knows she can speak her dialect and she was only lying and faking it. The other ladies were saying it was impossible for her to say she could not speak her dialect. Iyabo was talking about how it was clear she stayed in Port Harcourt till she was 19 or 20 before she left. So how will she say she does not understand her dialect? They had a lot to say. These specific people, Miriam, Iyabo, Tanya, and Dr. Rommel. And for me, I was wondering, person say if he's speaking dialects, what's the big deal? Like, why are you carrying it on top of your head that she's fake because she says she cannot speak her dialect? What if in fact she cannot speak her dialect? There are people that don't know how to speak their dialects. So I don't understand why, because it was Faith that said she could not speak her dialect, it became a thing. As that was going on, the next thing Dr. Rommel said to the ladies was zero, Udo, and Faith in her confessionals has said that she cut her shade and all that, as the thing she was to read says that she is the pepper in their eyes. Yes, that she is the pepper, while them Dr. Rommel, they are the eyes, and I agree. She's the pepper in their eyes. Well, Miriam was talking because Dr. Rommel then spoke Igbo and all that, and Miriam was like that he could speak Igbo fluently since, so why faking accent and all that? Well, they crowned Dr. Rommel the winner of that whole thing. Yes, Iyabo Ojo was talking about how Dr. Rommel is the real deal, how he can speak his phonetics and still speak his language and all that, unlike some fake people basically shading Faith. And I'm wondering, what are the two of you dragging? Because best of my knowledge, you are not dragging anything. Even the Faith does not even understand what you people are dragging. Well, they then played another game, which was them acting. Yes, Laura and Miriam, two of them were to act together, and Laura was the loan collector. Yes, she borrowed Miriam money. Miriam was the debtor and all that. And at the end of the day, Laura actually won that. Yes. Faith was talking about how Laura had a great performance and she does not know what the other one was doing there. In fact, she does not see the other one. The other one now, in this regard, is Miriam. I say this fight go long gone. We saw Chioma, Dr. Rommel, and Faith acting together. Chioma was the side chick. Dr. Rommel was the husband, cheating husband. And what's her name? Faith was the wife. And the ladies also had a problem with how Faith delivered the role, because Faith did not fight and all that. And for Faith said this is how she would have acted as like if she was a wife, and when she was a wife, yes, she was married, that this is how she would have acted. It's not even a thing of fighting or anything like that. Well, the ladies had this same set of people, yes, had a lot to still say about it. Well, at the end of the day, they crowned Chioma the winner of that one. And then we had the drama queens, which were T's, yes, that's Tony, which is Tiana, and Tanya. Yes, these two, they were acting husband snatcher and wife. Yes, Tony was the wife, while Tanya was the husband snatcher. And man, these two ladies, they were giving it. The two of them, they tried in their role. To the point that Chioma said she did not even know whether it was real or not anymore, because they were that good and all that. Well, at the end of the day, the ladies had fun. They were all having fun. Before we knew what was going on, Dr. Rommel decided to bring his drama. And it was all thanks to Iyabo Ojo again. Yes, so Iyabo Ojo had told Dr. Rommel that they were still angry with him, that he kept them waiting during their event, that's his event with Faith, for 5 hours and all that, that they are not cool with him. And then he apologized for that, and then he started talking that it was not his fault, that he is sorry, that he was too trusting on Faith, and if they were to ever co-host again, which he doubts that will ever happen, he will make sure that they are on the same page. Faith did not, all through his rants to the ladies, knowing fully well that they had fought previously. And I'm like, nah, that's not a friend. Well, throughout all this, Faith did not say a word. Instead, in her confessionals, she flirted. Yes, she actually flirted and said, "You are dead. Don't talk to me. When you see me, keep it pushing." And I actually vibe with that. Yes, because I don't get the nonsense. And for Tiana was like, she does not understand why Dr. Rommel is trying to bring his drama with Faith there. And he's not even coming up front to talk about him talking different and saying different things about Faith to her. Is he being serious? And that was when Tiana spoke. And she was like that, Dr. Rommel, do you want to say all the things you said to me about Faith in the afternoon? And Dr. Rommel was like, that yes, that he hasn't been able to talk to Faith about it. When asked if he called her or anything like that, he said he had not spoken to her. And they were like, did you call? He was like that. In his defense, he did not call because there was no reason to, that they organized an event together and Faith did not do much, so she should have reached out to him to say that he did a good job, that it was all thanks to him that the event succeeded and all that, and that he was waiting for that. She never did that. And Tanya was like, well, you both organized the events together. And Dr. Rommel was like, and that's what he is saying. It was one-sided. That the part of her lateness, not showing up on time, she wanting to glam herself and all those things would have been spoken about before time, but they were not and all that. Basically putting the blame on Faith. And if I remember correctly, that particular event, Faith arrived hours before Dr. Rommel arrived. So I don't understand how her wanting to glam herself was what made you people start late. If you came late for the event, well, Dr. Rommel pushed everything on Faith. And Laura in her confessionals has stated how Faith had told her that she's calm, she's not going to exchange words with Dr. Rommel. Yes, that she does not want to do all that. And Miriam was talking about how Dr. Rommel was meant to be Faith's friend. And if he is complaining about her right now, that says a lot about who Faith is as a friend and all that. And for me, I'm like, I beg, Miriam should go and sit down one place. As far as I'm concerned, there is no friendship there between Dr. Rommel and Faith. And right from the beginning, Dr. Rommel has even said a lot of nonsense about some of these ladies. Yes, e.g. Tanya. And Faith, when he was saying all this nonsense, have been the one be doing, no, get to know these ladies first before you make an opinion about them and all that. And all of a sudden, Dr. Rume is being told about the fight, and he decides to also pick a fight with Faith. For me, it's not making sense. Yes, he wants to be in the drama, and this is own drama. As far as I'm concerned, it's not giving. Yes, and I actually don't like guys that are amicable, and he is one. Well, as far as I'm concerned, Dr. Rume is not a friend to Faith, and he is just all these fair weather people. Well, at the end of the day, the ladies raised their glasses and shouted, "I am a champion." And that was how this episode ended. That's all I have for you guys on this video. Share your thoughts with me in the comment section below. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Love you all. Bye, guys.